Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. Joining me in the cave this week is Grejio and Lucas as we kick off 2020 with all of you. Tonight, we have a little bit of news and a whole heap of gaming to catch up on. So, editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience video game podcast. This show is recorded during temperatures in summer that are too hot for dragons and in winter colder than my mother-in-law's heart. So join us as we discuss video games as best we can, all while dodging redback spiders, brown snakes, and all those other things that try to hurt, maim, or even kill us. But remember, all we need to do is stay alive long enough to see the release of that next awesome video game. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 285 this week. Today is Monday, the 3rd of February, 2020. Greg, welcome back for the new year, mate. How are you?
Refreshed. Let's say that. Look, it's a new year. We come back. We're pumped. Whole bunch of new stuff's happening, obviously. Let's see. So my oldest started school today. So
Yes.
that was cool. And I know your number 2 started school today as well. So
She did.
big excitement, big dad ticks there. What else? Lots of new games, new console, a bunch of cool things. So,
What?
yeah,
New console?
Yeah, we'll get into that soon.
we'll get into that.
Soon. Lucas, the voice from the deep. Welcome back, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How the fuck are you?
I am pretty damn good.
Very good.
I went out on the weekend. I spent time outdoors, and I didn't get burnt to a crisp. So that's that's a bonus. Yeah,
I didn't get burned either. I was like, bro,
That's because you were almost dressed like a Muslim.
almost. There's
You were covered head to toe. You're scared you're going to combust.
Well, there was that, and some people might touch me, and ugh, can't do that. Awesome. Yes, so like Greg said, from my point of view, my youngest started big school today and has told me many, many times that yes, she's absolutely loved it. She's going back again tomorrow, and every time I tell her, "No, you're too smart. You don't need to go back," I get a filthy look.
hang on to that because it's not hanging around.
No. All right. Well, as you have heard, 2020, the new year, new start, new decade, even.
New decade.
So how about we jump into a bit of a chat of what's been going on for the last, what is it, close to 6 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I just hazarded a guess with that. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start off with you, Luke.
Sure.
You've been playing a certain game rather frequently over the past few weeks.
You'd probably be talking about Call of Duty, Modern
I
Warfare.
I might be talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare because quite often I've been sitting there playing with you.
Yeah.
So how are you going? And tell everyone about your achievement that come through last night.
Okay, well, just quickly, I did mention either in the last show or the second last show, I did say that over the break I was going to try and get around to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That didn't happen.
No. I had the same opinion. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I really want to play it, but just, I don't know, Call of Duty just still has me by the short and curlies. But yeah, so I have smashed the hell out of the multiplayer. I've maxed leveled to 155. I've also finished the 100 battle pass, 100 tier battle pass as well. That's all completed. Everything's all done. We've won the last 2 weeks of tournaments. We're just smashing it. And yeah, it's been really good fun. I am starting to get a little bit sort of too competitive with it, so I get a little bit too frustrated. I 3D printed myself a bin, like a rubbish bin, which I put into the 3D printing thing in Discord. I have to 3D print another one now because I kind of raged and broke it.
I was just about to say that's exactly what it was for, wasn't it?
Well, it didn't.
Controller.
It did a really good job because it probably the value of that bin in plastic that I used was probably about $1.30. So yeah, it's probably better to break that than a controller or a set of headphones or something. So that happened. So you know what? I actually made a decision, which I've already sort of gone back on, but I made a decision last night after playing till 3 a.m. this morning, actually, that I would take a break and I'm not going to play it anymore until Season 2 kicks off. But then I played it today at lunchtime with Kazza. I'm like a meth addict. It's something. There's something wrong with me. I'm like getting there, and
again.
I got a notification from that Kazza had gone live, and I turned it on and saw he was playing gun game, and I'm like, send me an invite, bro.
That's scratching at yourself.
I can't help myself. It's so terrible. It is like a dirty junkie with Call of Duty. Oh man, but I enjoy it, but then I don't, and then it's just that's the nature of the beast. I think
that's the hard thing, isn't it?
That's the monkey, isn't it?
It is so much fun. We've been really lucky and been able to play pretty much with full teams many times. But I absolutely hate it, but I can't stop playing it. And although after last night where the lag, I don't understand what's going on with the lag over the last few weeks. It's just, it's like ever since they said that, they're ramping up and they've put a little bit of extra time in for Season 1 to finish up because they extended that by a couple of days. Since they said that, the lag has just gone stupid.
The lag just sort of kicked in a few weeks ago. Before that, there was nothing. It was perfect.
Nothing.
But yeah, it's just kicked in recently now, and the lag it's getting bad, and then for a couple of days it's gone, and then it's back again, and yeah, it's pretty bad. It was back today when I was playing around lunchtime. The lag was in there, and it's not real fun. It's like it's bad lag. Like it's not just like a tiny little bit that you can notice, like with, walking around corners and stuff. It's like full rubber band where you are running for probably a good 3, 4, 5 seconds to only realize that the game's actually lagging. And then all of a sudden you're somewhere that you're in a wall and it turns you around and you're lost and you actually don't know where you are. It's weird. It's a strange feeling, but you're like, what the hell just happened? You like waking up from a dream.
Like Call of Duty Memento.
Yes.
Yeah,
you gotta work backwards from where you were. You're like, I'm here now. Where did I start?
The best lag moment that I've had though was it actually slowed down that you could see the bullets out of an LMG. So the bullets were going out and the shells were actually hung in air. And I actually think I've got video of that.
Bullet time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There is a couple of occasions where the lag has actually been beneficial, where you'll run around a corner. So you can still move when the game lags. It's like everything's paused and you can move, but your movements aren't being sent to the game. So the game doesn't recognize you're still moving. So there was a couple of occasions where I've gone around a corner, seen an enemy who's frozen in time, started shooting him and going, oh, it's lagging. And then you get rewound back around the corner and then you're like, well, I know there's an enemy there now. So then when the game kicks back in and the lag finishes, you run around the corner pre-shooting because you know exactly where the enemy is and you get a kill. And I'm sure that happened to me a few times and vice versa to the enemy. So sometimes it's beneficial, sometimes it's bad, but I think we'd all benefit from it just not being there at all.
I've never had a beneficial one.
Oh, really? It happens sometimes.
Something like that, it goes back to the kill cam and there's just this idiot running, stands in the corner while he gets shot in the back.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why my latest loadout, I've now got the riot shield, so I can run around with it on my back.
So when you're just standing in the corner, you're somewhat protected.
I've got a little bit of protection there.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Hey, let's give a bit of a hello to everyone that's listening. We've got quite a few people in tonight. Spacies has just joined. Thanks, mate. Welcome, Azrael. You were in nice and early. Thanks for coming along. Radicus has turned up, even though he's supposed to be out of work.
He's listening from the car on the way, I think he said.
Oh, you on the way there? Or no, it's 9. Oh, hang on. His time.
He's got the phone under the desk. He's just.
I don't know. I'd figured it's a bit late. He's probably on his way home. He's probably had a gutful. Skrill, how are you, man? And the Wraith G'day, guys. Thanks for coming and checking out the podcast.
Yes, thank you, everyone. All right. Well, let's jump into Grejio.
Yo.
Grejio has been playing a game
You can jump into him.
I'll jump into that manly beard. Grejio's been playing a game that you, Lucas, have played. I have played. And that is, well, so many people have played now.
Yeah.
That's called the Untitled Goose game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Currently on Game Pass.
Yeah, well, I said last episode that I would get into it and play it because it was so good. And I didn't just do that. I just smashed it. I just couldn't stop playing it. It was just so much fun. Yeah. I cannot say enough good things about that game. I think that's what I pretty much ended with last year, but now Lucas can sit here and say, well, Greg's actually finally played it. His opinion matters now. So
yeah. Because it was in one of your
it was in one of my
game of the year.
Yeah,
that you hadn't played. That was like
I hadn't played
90% of the games.
Yeah, I preempted. I knew how good it was. I went back in time and went, hey, dude, this is a good game. You're going to love it. Put it in your game of the year. Yeah, it's such a cool game. You just get, it literally is. You just get to be a jerk the whole game. And,
it's exactly what I did.
I mean, there's you've got to work out the puzzles, but essentially every answer to every puzzle is literally be a jerk.
Yes.
And I everything we said last year, it's such an endearing game. And, yeah, everyone should play it. If you've got an Xbox and you haven't played this yet, you need to give yourself an uppercut. Go to Game Pass now.
It's on more than Xbox. It's on a few
I know. I'm just saying it's on Game Pass for free right now. So go get it. But yeah.
Well, did you hear the news that they're actually giving it a title now? Because it's Untitled Goose Game. They're actually giving it a title.
I did not know that. No.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be called Snoogs Goose.
Yep. I introduced my kids to it, and my wife had a bit of a watch as well while I was running around. And my girl's asking me, what have you got to do? And I showed them the list and showed them what to get. And then she's like, well, my eldest, who's very switched on, was just questioning me, but Dad, why aren't you doing that? And here's me honking at the kid, getting him stuck.
Making him trip over.
I don't
know how many times I did that. That was a pleasure I derived from that. Sick.
Just getting him stuck in the phone box, getting the parent to come out of the store,
getting him locked in the garage.
Yeah, got him locked in the garage. That's
making him trip over in the water.
I've just been having a lot of fun with it, but yeah, also playing through, working out the puzzles. It's quite a good little puzzler, as simple as it is.
Yeah, look, that's really that's kind of what we don't touch on is actually how much of a good puzzle game it is. We talk about the fact that it's fun to play and it's an endearing game, and it's all cool. But as a puzzle game, it's actually it's very good. It's not incredibly hard, but it still
makes you think.
It still makes you think.
Yeah.
And it feels rewarding when you work it out. So.
Guys, a little bit off topic here. you know how I've got a security cameras, right? And I've got the monitor on my desk.
Yeah.
I can't help but look over because my dogs are doing some R-rated things right now, and it's really off-putting. I've put a little bit of a sample into the Discord. So anybody listening to this after the fact, you might want to actually join the show while we're doing it because you get privy to this kind of stuff.
He likes Rusty Brown ring donuts, obviously.
And let me explain if you don't know. I've got a Staffy and a mini Foxy, right? And if you could imagine what I'm talking about they're doing, it's the little one that's instigating it, the mini Foxy.
It's always the little one you got to watch.
It's always the little ones you got to watch.
Yeah.
And the extra funniest thing, they're both female. What the fuck is she doing? You don't have a cock, you idiot.
I believe there's a term for that.
There's a term.
Oh dear, it's gone to rubbish already. All right, anyway.
Thank you, 2020, for bringing us that delight already. Kaz isn't even here.
All right, Luke, over to you, mate. Too Human. Now, you put up a YouTube video about this one, yeah?
Yes, I did. It's on our YouTube channel. Go and check it out.
From 2008.
Yeah, a game from 2008. I reckon it's a game that was forgotten. And because I remember it, but I never played it and completely forgot all about it. And
we're both nodding our heads. We forgot.
Good old The Wraith, or Nick, who's in the chat there listening along. He told me all about it and told me that it is actually free currently on Xbox 360, and it's also a backwards compatible Xbox One game. So you can go and play it on either. You can purchase it on either and download it. There's also a free armor kit as well that you can download and play it on the Xbox. It actually plays really nicely on an Xbox One X. And it's actually not a bad game. But apparently it was in like development hell. This is one of those games that like took 10 years for it to come out and almost didn't.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, and it was supposed to be a trilogy, is something that Nick mentioned as well, but it sort of never got that far. But that's a really good game, and it's free now. But the thing is, it's not a free-to-play game. It's just free. I think they just gave up and just went, here, have it. So it doesn't have like all the billion microtransactions or any of that garbage. It's just a legit game. It's like an RPG kind of thing, you know. You can pick your class. Yeah. There's like your brutes and your like mage and warlocks and stuff like that. It's called different things. I'm not an expert on it, so I can't remember exactly what they're called. But it's set Norse. I can't say this. I don't even say it correctly in the video. Norse mythology, but it's like a futuristic version of it. So you've got like futuristic aspects, sci-fi stuff, mashed with the Norse stuff, which is pretty cool. You play as Baldur. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
I think Baldur is a character in the latest God of War, isn't it?
I think so. I think he's in one of them.
Wasn't he the bad guy?
I was going to say, he's got to be in the newest one, because that's...
Yeah, in the newest one I'm talking about.
Oh, that's the only one in Norse mythology.
Yes, that's what...
Yes, of course. It would be the new one.
I'm pretty sure he was the dude the skinny, muscly dude that you fight. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure he was in it. But yeah, that's the game, and it's free and great. I'm going to do a live stream of it some stage this week with Nick. I think it's 3. It wasn't really clear. I read up on it, and it said, "Yeah, see, there you go. It's his."
Yep.
Oh, hang on! Spoiler alert. Whoops. I looked it up on how many players you can play cooperative, and it says you can play with 2 of your friends. So to me, that sounds like it's 3 players.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the way it sounds.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't sure, but anyway, we'll see how that works out. But I recommend giving it a go. It actually looks quite good. The controls a little bit off. It's about 90% there with like aging and how it works, but I think the game aged pretty well considering that it's like, 12 years old now. Yeah, check out Too Human.
Oh, I'm going to talk about Concrete Genie.
All right.
I got Concrete Genie. I played it for a grand total of between 6 and 8 hours and platinumed it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll play that this week.
So if you don't mind, mate, just put the platinum noise in here somewhere, because I actually got one.
Okay.
Look, Concrete Genie, it's this beautiful game that's been released on the PS4 that when it was shown off at E3 last year, there was something about it that just intrigued me. And it was more the light effects and the way that it does it. And ultimately, when you look back at it, it's a story about a troubled teenager who gets bullied and thinks that tagging his entire town will bring life back to it.
Oh, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. When you dig down to it, it's obviously a lot more magical than that. So this kid is actually bullied and is a bit of a social outcast in this town that's had all these problems go through it, and creates genies. And these genies are, his drawings that he does in his art book and whatnot. Things happen. He gets bullied. He loses all the pages out of his art book. One of his genies comes to life and gives him the power to bring others to life. So then you go around. The town that you're in is very dark, foreboding, just this miserable place with these kids that are bullying you, just running rampant, destroying things, and it's your job to bring life and light back to the area. And you do this by painting murals on the wall and creating genies and getting these genies to help you. And it's actually pretty cool how you can interact with these drawings on the wall.
Yeah.
And I think visually is what sold it for me. And then it's got this kind of, it's got a really heartwarming story and a very cute style behind it. It was one that I can play with my kids. They helped me with it. The puzzles and the thoughts of what you had to make were never too intense. So it was quite good to just play with them.
I only watched a video on this a couple of days ago. There's the element of you're doing your tagging.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the video I watched kind of led you to believe
they're murals,
pretty
right?
free.
They're murals.
They're murals. They're murals. You're pretty free to do whatever you want.
Yep.
Cock and balls.
Not that free.
I mean, you collect elements of drawings,
yes,
and then you
use those elements.
Use the elements to create an image.
So you can probably draw cock and balls.
Yeah, like you get a tree, turn it sideways, and maybe a rock, and like
2 moons.
It could be very, artistic and all.
Yeah,
2 moons.
It could be rainbow colored.
1 moon. So the creativity side of that you're pretty much free within those elements to do whatever you like. Really.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
But one of the things that makes it a little bit more than just going blasé is when you create these genies. So you actually have to create the genie and give it a certain look. Once you've done that and the genie comes to life, it'll actually tell you what it wants to see.
Yeah, right.
And that's how you get your
inspiration.
Well, it's when you make the genie happy, it gives you an element which is like a super.
Right.
So then you can do this super paint, which will destroy the darkness.
Yeah, no. Other than that, it's very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like it's an overly taxing game, difficulty-wise.
It's not. No.
It seems like it's for a slightly younger audience in the difficulty scale.
Yep.
Well, Pat Platinum did in 8 hours, so...
I know, that says a lot.
Yeah.
And I've often thought of awarding him a trophy for doing up his shoelaces.
Exactly.
I've got boots that have a zipper on the side.
I was going to say, and then Velcro.
Proving his point once again. Why you're really good at cleaning windows.
The mate points that you've been burning this week.
I've got plenty.
Yeah. After Saturday as well. Jeez. All right. Well, Luke, tell us about the game that you've been cheating at as well.
Cheating?
Yeah, cheating. Well, we'll probably not call it cheating because I've been doing the same thing. We'll call it leg upping.
Cheesing?
Are you
cheesing?
You talking about Call of Duty Mobile?
Yeah.
That's not cheating. That's just absolutely destroying children using touchscreen controls. Using their mother's iPhone 6S. So, well, look, I've been playing Call of Duty Mobile quite a fair bit.
Before you get into it, let's give everyone a bit of imagery here about Call of Duty Mobile. So Luke comes around to my place a little while ago, a couple of days ago. Go have something to eat. Playing a bit of COD on the TV. I've got a 65-inch TV out in the lounge room. We go, you know what? Call of Duty Mobile. Let's go. So the two of us are sitting there, 2 grown men playing Call of Duty Mobile with controllers and absolutely decimating everyone.
Yeah, we destroyed them. We played the did we play what do you call it? The Battle Royale or
yes, we played 2 rounds of Battle Royale and won both of them.
Yep.
And we played a whole lot of multiplayer as well.
We did that as well, yeah. We just destroyed. Yeah, look, that's the reason why I enjoy it so much, because I get to feel superior by just destroying children, and I don't feel bad about that. Absolutely not. But it is actually ridiculous how good that game is. It has no right being that good because it's on a mobile phone. The graphics, okay, they're not console based graphics, but they're damn good still. And it runs really well. On my phone, I'm running it at 60 frames a second. And I use a PlayStation 4 controller when I'm playing it. That's because I've got a PS4 controller spare. So I just pair it up to my iPhone and away I go. And it is just too much fun. It is so good. That game works really well. I enjoy the battle royale, and it's really cool. I've been playing it a ton with the Wraith, Nick there. Mm-hmm. We team up, I chuck headphones on, and it's just like a chat party, just like playing on a console. It's ridiculous how advanced these mobile games are getting. So, yeah, I've put heaps of time into it. I haven't yet, but I almost considered buying the battle pass on that as well. But I thought, we're going a bit too far. Well, it's good fun for free, and then there's all cool modes. And there's all old school maps. There's Nuketown, there's Crash, there's Hijacked, the one out on the water and on the yacht. There's a whole bunch of noticeable maps that are exactly like they are on the console. There's also like all the weapons, it's kind of Black Ops. It's made, I don't know if it's made by Treyarch, but it's made by it's all the Treyarch stuff, all the maps and all that sort of stuff. But actually, there's even non-Treyarch maps in there as well. So I don't know. It's a whole congregation. There's cool game modes like one in the chamber. There's game modes, gun game. There's sticks and stones. There's your typical TDMs, free for all, kill confirmed. All there. Every game mode that I even know about is there to play. It's ridiculous. And it's all free. So yeah, grab Call of Duty Mobile, have a go. If you don't have a controller to pair up, don't bother. It's horrible. Just like any game like that.
Yes, to us.
But go ahead and play, but you're not on my team. But yeah, pair up an Xbox controller or a PS4 controller or any Bluetooth controller that you can pair with your phone. You can play Call of Duty Mobile with. It's great. I love it.
It's good fun. I was starting to feel bad because I was just topping the charts time and time again. And, when you get, it's first to 40, and when you win 40-1 and I got 35 kills, that's when you sort of go, maybe, no. And then I went around to another mate's house and had a barbecue, and they've got a 16-year-old son, and I watched him playing with touch controls, and I went, no, you're good enough.
Yeah,
I'll keep using my controller and destroy you just because that'll make me feel better.
Yeah, kids these days, that's what they've grown up with. So it's intuitive for them.
I couldn't keep control. I couldn't keep focus on him. He had the phone 2 inches from his face and fingers going at 1,000 miles an hour, and it was it's funny to watch.
Yeah.
Greg, Need for Speed Heat.
Yeah.
You finally got into it.
Oh, well, I got into it before, remember? It was one of the games I did play.
Yes, sorry.
So, however, I did finish it. I did play it all out, and the only thing left to do now is max out my level. But yeah, I played a heap of it during the holidays. Mm-hmm. The story's not super. It's a Need for Speed.
Did anyone expect it to be, really?
No, and that's why I said it's a Need for Speed. It's probably one of the less good ones.
Jeez, that's
saying something. The story is actually just straight up horrible.
Yeah.
But the game itself is still super fun to play. They've tweaked the mechanics of driving a bit, and it took a little bit to get used to. It's the last couple were very similar, so they were very easy to sort of look into. But when I jumped on this one, the cars almost didn't do what they were supposed to, and there's a little bit of a learning curve. But once I got it, and once you kind of got to set up your cars, you can't just jump in a car and just drive it the way you want to drive it anymore. You've kind of got to set it up to do what you want it to do now.
Okay.
Right. So they've removed a bit of arcadiness out of it it's still arcadey as fuck, but it is just removed a level out of it where you just can't do anything you want with anything you feel like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but look, I've made some pretty looking cars. I've cleared out lots of pieces of map. I think I have maxed out my level from memory. So, yep, I've done that already. Now I think about it. I've done that bit. I think I got to the end of the game and then I was like, anything left? And then I just did it in one nighttime session. So the idea is during the day you can do your racing and there's no cops around. They're around, but they just don't seem to care that you're driving like an idiot through the city on this premise that there's a racing festival in the city and you can just drive wherever you like and smash into whatever you like. And it's like the city pays for the insurance or something like that. I don't know.
Fair enough.
The festival insurance covers it. But as soon as the sun goes down, it's like all bets are off. The police are like, no, you're not allowed to race it because that's bad. Right? Still all the same races, but no. Now we're going to try and take you and smash you. And the idea is you got to build up your heat level, and then you do things to score points and create reputation. And the heat acts as a multiplier. So it also lends itself to farming quite easily. So if you can find one jump that you can just do over and over again, like in a short amount of time where the cops can't get to you very easily, or you've got like a really good exit strategy sort of built in, you can just do that over and over again. And once you get to sort of heat 5, the multipliers are kind of ridiculous, and you're just churning out rep like it's candy getting thrown out of the windows kind of thing. So look, it was good fun. The cars are pretty. All the things that I like about Need for Speed are in this game. So.
Oh, that's good. All right, Luke.
Yeah, mate.
Journey to the Savage Planet.
Yeah, well, this is a game I didn't really know existed until you told me we had a review code for it. So yes. I played it and I was thinking, is this like early release? Am I allowed to stream this? I had to look it up on the Xbox store, and I saw that it was on new releases. But the icon for it said pre-order now. Like, hang on, what? Is it out or not? So anyway, I live streamed it and played it for about an hour and a half.
Yep.
And what I get from this game is that this is how I'm going to describe it. Think of the gameplay. It's a first-person open-world survival kind of game, kind of in the vein of No Man's Sky / Fallout. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how the game plays, but with the personality of Borderlands and Portal. So it is like completely irreverent. It does not take itself serious. It's got commercials playing in your like ship, which you can just sit and watch, and the commercials are hilarious. There was one commercial where it talks about your meat friend or something like that. And what it is, it says like, instead of wasting all of your meat cut-offs, throw them into this whatever machine and then pick the amount of appendages you want. And the person selects like 4 or whatever. And then out comes this like little humanoid thing made of meat scraps. And it's like, you're like, what the hell am I looking at? Wow. And then, like, you go out into the world and you've got this, like, disembodied voice talking to you, telling you how to – because your ship is crashed and you've got to find parts on this alien planet to repair your ship so you can leave. And you see these, like, big, like, blobs of yellow goo, and you scan it and it just says, shove this in your mouth. And it's just a little thing where you'll eat it and it'll give you more health, like it increases your health bar. And yeah, there's animals on the planet that are friendly, that won't attack you. But you need elements to build things and craft. And you get those elements from these cute little creatures that are just like walking around going, meow, 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 meow. And you're like, do I really have to kill that thing because I need carbon? And you do.
Yes, you do.
Can't I just chop down a tree?
So you kill this innocent little thing, collect the little bits that come out of it for your resources, and there is one creature that really took the cake, and it's to the point where someone needs to watch this and see it for themselves. But this look kind of like a tiny little dinosaur thing. If you shoot it, it splits into 2 more of the same thing, just smaller. And if you shoot that one, it splits again. But when you shoot it, it screams like bloody murder. Like it's like a female skrilling scream. And it's unsettling and fantastic at the same time. But that's this game. It's funny. It's fun. The graphics are really nice. It's all very vibrant and colourful. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you do typical things like you upgrade your equipment. There's like a skill tree so you can jump higher and further and have better health and increase the power of your gun, the magazine, the power outputs, and so on and so forth. Also, there are doorways. This is all in the first hour and a half, so I'm not spoiling anything. But there are doorways that you need to get through, but they're like aliens. So there's like tendrils that is blocking your way. And I found out the way in which to open the tendrils to get through is that you need to kick one of those cute, furry little creatures into the mouth of this creature that has the tendrils, who then grinds it up in its mouth, and then like a food coma, it relaxes its tendrils and you can walk through.
This is sounding like a really terrible euphemism.
Does this sound like I'm just making this shit up as I'm going? Because I'm not.
It's almost like you, I don't want to say this, but did you maybe date rape someone over the weekend and this is just your way of coping with it? Like you fed it something and then in its own slumbery days, you just entered it.
No. In the game, you literally drop kick a cute furry little animal into the mouth of another animal, and then you can walk through a gateway. So,
right.
This is a journey to the savage planet. It's a savage planet, I guess. It's dog eat dog.
You're the savage, by the sounds of it.
Oh, it does sound like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's almost like a vegan propaganda film. It's trying to train you to like, I feel bad about killing and eating stuff.
It's a good game, but I haven't played heaps of it. Obviously, I've only done an hour and a half. But what I've played of it, it's very promising. I think it's going to be good. I'll happily keep playing that one through.
Yeah, I'm looking to start it in the next couple of days. One other thing too, I believe it's actually multiplayer.
It is, yes. You can,
that's a co-op type thing.
The only thing is, obviously, I didn't have anyone at the time that had the game and was available to play it with me. But you got to pick two different options. I think that the multiplayer or the co-op is a separate save to single player. So if I'm playing single player, I don't think you can jump in.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to start a co-op game, so just in case you got on and were going to join me, but you can't actually start the game unless you've got somebody in the lobby with you.
That's weird.
So it's not. It doesn't seem
like a game that you both have to play together.
I think so. I don't think that's probably the worst part that I've identified so far. Is that if you're going to play single player, you have to play single player and then have to exit and go back into multiplayer if you want to join up with someone. But it almost looks like it's a different save slot. So I don't know, but we'll find out, I guess.
We'll have a crack. All right, beautiful. Greg, you've got Minecraft on here.
Yeah,
of course he does.
We've done lots of Minecraft.
Yeah, no. The only thing I've got to say is it lags a lot at the moment. It just drops out. The game just dies randomly, and it's happening a lot, and that's annoying. So, Mojang, fix your shit.
Codcraft.
Yeah. Maybe it's the same phenomenon. Whatever's happening with COD is also happening with Minecraft. It's like this universal thing that's happening.
Everything's out of alignment.
I've actually spent more time in my world than Realms at the moment. That's the big difference. Something happened in Realms, and I wasn't very happy about it. We had a new person come into the realm and then proceeded to steal everyone's shit.
Wasn't me.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't me either.
No. So
sounds like something I'd do, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, so they went in and we had a problem where the old realm crashed because Mojang had a problem, and so we started up a new one while we were waiting for the other one to get fixed. So everyone started from scratch. And we were all working together really well. And there was a couple of new people that started, and I had one emerald in my chest. Now, I'd set it aside for a specific purpose. And anyway, they came through and they stole a bunch of my stuff, including this one emerald. I literally just had one. And what really pissed me off was the mentality behind it. I was like, I had one emerald, and you thought you were more important, that you deserve to have that than me.
How did you know? How do you know that it was this person?
Well, I have to trust the person who runs the realm. He checked the logs, and we sort of worked back from when I last logged in to when I logged in to find out, and then he looked at who was available, and there was certain people that he questioned, and there was a few people that refused to reply to the question. Let's say, and have not come back to the realm. So,
look, I don't know how it works in Minecraft world, but isn't silence something that can't be used against them?
Yeah, this is true. But look, at the end of the day, the thievery is stopped. So, anyway, that aside, that's kind of the dark underbelly of Minecraft, you know, that ridiculous idea. And so I had the dirts for a bit, and I needed just some time out to play by myself. Did
you say the underbelly of Minecraft?
I didn't know we had Minecraft King's Cross edition.
Yeah, totally.
Mate, I'll come in, tell me who it is, I'll take him out.
So I went back into my world, and I've worked out that actually in my time in the realms, I've actually learned quite a bit in my time in the realms. So I used all that knowledge to better my own world, and so that's what I've been doing over the Christmas break while playing Minecraft when I haven't been playing the other games that I've been playing.
Well, my last game that you've got on your list is My Friend Pedro.
Yeah. So that was another game that when I saw it, I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to give that a crack. It also looks psychotic. And it is both. It's fun and psychotic. So for those that don't know, My Friend Pedro is like a twin stick shooter / platformer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you wake up in the basement of a underworld figure, and you have a sentient banana that floats in front of you and tells you that he's your best friend, and his name's Pedro, and he's here to help you, and that he kind of explains that you're in a very bad situation. The person that you're in the basement of is going to chop you up into little bits and feed you to people. Mm-hmm. So you need to get out. And so you then run through, and the whole idea is that you have got to try and run through the level, shoot everyone up, and look like a badass doing it. Yeah.
Wraith's got Deadpool without the license.
Yeah. That's a pretty fair assessment, I think.
That could have been a 2.5D Deadpool game, hey?
Totally. Because it's literally like there are times where you're like, you look at the room and you're like, maximum effort, and you run in and you can slow down time to help you sort of best, and then you can split your aims. Mm-hmm. And it looks really complicated for what a twin stick shooter should be. When you watch it, you're like, I don't know how that's going to work. That seems very complicated. And when you're playing with the controls, it's not as intuitive. It's not intuitive, but it's not difficult at the same time. It's just awkward.
It's not as hard as it looks.
No, that's what I was getting to. So what happens is, but the way they combat that is they feed the difficulty really slightly. So what feels awkward,
split your aim, AIM.
I think aims, that may be where it came from.
Yeah, not anus.
Yeah, not anus.
It's not a Japanese game, squad.
No. But it feeds the difficulty quite gradually. So you do get used to it, and before you know it, you're kind of like, it's actually not as hard as it looks. But yeah, so you can slow down time. You can do these dodges to help you avoid bullets, and the whole idea is literally come in, do the sickest moves possible with the guns, like backflipping and shooting, and like I did one where I shot a pan up an elevator shaft, and then I shot the pan when I was at the top and killed like 4 dudes that were standing on top of the elevator shaft. That kind of crap, doing backflips and stuff. So look, it's super fun, but the whole time I'm playing, I'm sitting here going, this is fun, but I know that somewhere along the line, the difficulty is going to ramp up, and this is going to become a controller twisting game. And so far I haven't reached that point, but it is coming.
I have not downloaded it.
I can feel that it's coming. So yeah, but like I said, super fun. I think it's also on Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, it's for free. Download it and give it a crack, because I had fun. I like the banana is quite a psychotic but quite a funny little dude. I'm not so sure of, I'm not so sure of his motives either. Like, as much as he's helping you, he tends to also get you in as much shit as he gets you out of. So I have this funny feeling this banana has a big bloodlust and is pretty much just getting you in this situation just so he can watch you murder people. So yeah, awesome.
Sounds good. Well, we've had a bit of fun over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
Any other games to chat about, boys?
Not game.
Well, no.
Do you have a game, Lucas? Well, we're on the topic of games.
No, do I? Are you telling me I do? Or
No, I'm asking. I
was going to say, have I forgotten something? No,
I'm asking. Because you're about to say something. I didn't want to...
I was about to say no.
Okay. So, not games. Okay. I did mention at the beginning, new console.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, on Australia Day, it was Rem's birthday. And so for Rem's birthday, I bought her a Switch.
Of course. I knew this. Completely forgot. Very good.
Yes. So, funnily enough, it's her Switch, obviously, which means I actually haven't played it yet. She has, and I don't think it's malicious or anything like that. It's just she's busy playing it, and generally I'm like, oh, no, I'll just play Xbox. So, but I got her Breath of the Wild with it. And she's bought
That's
one of
Spacey's favourite game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool. So you and Rem can talk all about it.
Whose favourite game?
Spacey's.
I feel.
Spacey's.
I feel like that's a dig at Spacey's. I don't know what it is about your face. Something I've known you for a long time. I know that face.
Yeah.
I feel I'm getting set up. And she also bought one of the Pokemon Let's Go's. It's either Eevee or Pikachu. It's one or the other. I can't remember which one it was.
Pretty sure that's the only ones you can get.
I think she got Eevee because she asked me. She messaged me saying you got Pikachu, didn't you? And I said yes. And she said we should trade someday or whatever.
Yes, I think that.
So she must have Eevee.
Yes, I think so. And also there was like a thing where on one, I think it's on Eevee, you actually have more of a chance of getting a Pikachu on Eevee than you have of getting an Eevee on Pikachu.
Don't you have Pikachu with you in the game though? Like you start off with him, don't you?
Well, it depends which version of the game you got. So if you got Let's Go Pikachu, you start off with Pikachu.
Well, that's what I mean. How have you got a better chance in Eevee if you automatically get one? It's 100%. No. How do you get a better chance than 100%?
No. So in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, that version, you have a better chance. No, you have a worse chance of getting an Eevee in Pikachu, Let's Go Pikachu, than you do of getting a Pikachu in Let's Go Eevee. So the chances of getting that Pokemon.
Okay. No, I understand now. Yeah. So it's sort of encouraging you to just trade it.
Yes.
With somebody who has the other game. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, but I think, and she's played a bunch of demos of other games, and I actually have had a go. I just remembered. I got to use one of the control fobs or whatever you call it. I got to play some of the old. She got the Super Nintendo and the old Nintendo games. So we played a couple of those. I think we played like one of the soccer games, and we had a penalty shootout, which I won, and a bunch of other. There was some old stuff. We played some original Mario just for shits and giggles, and we've realized just how terrible we are at that game since we haven't played it in, I would suggest, well over 20 years. Yeah. So I've gotten severely terrible at that game. It's more lesbian talk action. Cool. All right. Switch. So yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, let's jump into some news items, shall we, boys?
Let's do it.
First off the rank for news. Speaking of Spaceys, Luke, what did we get up to on the weekend?
We were on Sin Spacey's show, episode 14, I believe it was. That was a bloody good show.
It was a good show. Whole lot of fun.
I was on it. Had to have been.
And in fine form. There was actually, I watched a little bit of it back this morning on YouTube. So
yes, so did I. Mate, that Phantom joke. Brilliant. If you want to hear that joke, you have to go watch the Sid Spacey show 14. Yeah.
There was a couple of jokes in there. I reckon Spacey's just went, "What the hell were these guys on?"
Is that Jesus, Luke?
Jesus is in the middle.
Yeah, that's Tom. No, I just from this distance it looked like Luke dressed like Jesus. But
that's Tommy Ted.
That's Tommy.
That's Tommy. Yep.
Yeah. So it was Lucas and myself and Tommy Ted on the Sin Spacey's 14 show. Get on over to Sin Spacey's YouTube channel and check that out. While we're on the go of podcasts, have a check on Button Mash podcast. I was on that a few weeks ago as well.
Can you send me a link to that? I keep forgetting.
I will. I'll send you a link. And go and have a listen.
Just put a link up here so everyone can check it out.
Yeah, everyone can check it out.
Put it up on Discord. Everyone can check it out.
I'll chuck it out. I'll chuck it in the live chat on Discord. Everyone can go and have a squiz. So that was actually a lot of fun. Something very different, very very different being on a show with the two of us. And great, good show, comes out well. And we spoke about, it was just after what's it called, CES, the big when Sony had the big release of all that information, the PS5 logo.
Oh yeah, that's a hot logo, but
that's a sexy logo. Yeah, that's done. Yep. All right, PS Plus and Xbox games with gold for February. PS Plus, we have the BioShock Collection, which is all 3 BioShock games. 2 of them, I believe, are remastered, and BioShock 3 is just still looks good.
That's Infinite, right?
Yep. The Sims 4. The Sims 4 seems to be really gaining some traction.
My daughter is nuts for that. Kids love it. My daughter has it on PC, and granted, she's used Christmas and birthday money, but let's just say that I've put probably a good $100, if not more, of expansion packs into that. Kids just love it. They just go nuts for it.
Yeah, and there's a video on our YouTube channel of you playing with her.
Yeah, there is.
Attempting to teach you.
Yeah. Me being very patient, as I'm very well known to be.
So that's available. And Firewall VR game. We've had a crack at Firewall, Luke.
Yeah, we played the demo, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it was a free weekend or something.
No, it was just a demo. It was like a demo where you could play it multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it was actually probably a pretty good demo, but I didn't feel that it worked very good.
That's
the tracking. The tracking in that game wasn't crash hot, whereas I've played other games where the tracking is perfect. But
yeah, you had to aim down sights. You had to hold the controller up in front of the VR set.
Like literally had to lift the gun up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I'll download it and have another crack and see what it's like, but I don't hold high hopes. Over on the Xbox, we've got the 4 games again. We've got the Isle of Man TT Challenge, which is motorbike racing on probably one of the most insane.
I was going to say, it's motorbike crash simulator.
Motorbike crash simulator is probably better.
Oh yeah, I can't play those games. Like I got real into it because when I bought my new motorbike, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go play like racing motorbike games, and I just crash. This is ridiculous.
That's pretty much Isle of Man.
I was going to say that's pretty much Isle of Man.
Yeah, if you've ever watched the Isle of Man race, that's what they do: crash at very high speed and break lots of bones.
Yeah, and not die.
Yeah, it's a few deaths there. The Call of Cthulhu.
Speaking of tentacle-faced mouths,
creatures. Yeah. This was it Edgar Allan Poe? Was Cthulhu?
No. I'm gonna have to fact check that.
All right, you have a look at that.
Yep.
Anyway, it's an old cryptic sort of tale. I've been wondering how it transforms into games, which will be pretty good to see. Then over on the 360 with compatibility to the Xbox, of course, you've got Fable Heroes. Was that ever on your alley, Luke?
No.
And one so many people have been excited about, Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, the original one.
On the original.
Yep.
On the original Xbox.
It is a cult classic, that one, but I never played it. I don't know.
No.
The author you're thinking of was H.P. Lovecraft.
Of course. Yep.
Oh yes, H.P. Lovecraft. Who the fuck?
He was a dark individual. Let's put it that way.
He was.
That's racist.
No, as in dark of nature.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Twisted.
Twisted.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He was a horror sort of writer. So yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't even call it horror. I'd just call it weird shit.
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. It's good stuff anyway.
Yep.
Luke, January kind of took us for a bit of a spin in regards to a whole lot of game delays.
It did, yeah. I noticed a trend today. I was doing a little bit of research, just looking for content for the show, and I didn't actually comprehend how many games have been delayed over the last couple of months. And I've compiled a list here, and it was more. I probably don't have them all, but it was kind of concerning in the fact that there's quite a few. I'm just going to go through games that were delayed from when until when as well. First one on my list is obviously the most obvious one that I think most people are above, which is Cyberpunk 2077, which was delayed from April this year until September 2020. So that one's quite a significant delay. But we also got Dying Light 2 delayed, and that was delayed from sometime early this year till, I don't know, we'll let you know. That's seriously that's seriously that delay. They didn't have a release date. It was supposed to be early 2020, and now they've just gone, we have no idea. We'll let you know. Seriously, that's what they've said. Also, one that I didn't actually know about until today was Ironman VR has been delayed as well. Did you know that?
No, I only saw a release thing for it on Saturday, like a new video.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to come out this month, February. However, it's been delayed until May. Okay, so that one's going to be delayed as well. Also, we had The Last of Us Part 2. We waited so long for a release date. We got a release date, and then like 2 weeks later, they went, that's not going to happen. The release date originally was supposed to be February. So this month, this should be The Last of Us 2 Part 2 month, but it's not. Now it's coming out in May. This may or may not be the reason why I'm on annual leave right now.
Fuck you, naughty dog.
The Avengers game, that's also been delayed. That was supposed to come out in May 2020. You know, the Crystal Dynamics one?
Yep.
That big one? Yeah, that's delayed from May till September as well. So that one got the boot. Also another one I think I've heard of, but I felt like it was new information today, but Final Fantasy VII Remake, that has been delayed as well. That's supposed to be out next month, March, but it's been delayed. A tad over a month. It's coming out now in April instead of March. So April the 10th.
That means they could release all 3 stages at once and have it a full game instead of pizza.
Yeah, it's not episodic.
Well, it's only being delayed like 5 weeks, so it's probably not. But that game, I feel that game, as well as Will of the Wisps, I think it is, that Ori.
Oh, yeah.
There's this weird phenomenon, which I feel like I have to name it because I don't actually think this phenomenon is widely known or named. Maybe it is and I'm not aware. But there's a phenomenon which I'm going to call the Lucas effect. It's a weird thing where a game is advertised and you're aware of it. You see then something like this, like they go delayed, and you go, I thought that game was out already. Final Fantasy VII, I'm like, isn't the remake out for that yet? I heard about that like 6 years ago. What the hell's going on? But then that Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I thought it was out already. And then I keep seeing like tweets and stuff from Phil Spencer going, this game's going to be great once it launches in such and such. I'm like, that's not out yet. Does anybody else have you had that experience when you see a release date or you see an ad going launch trailer and you're like, I thought that was out already?
Yeah, no, Ori's bad for it. And I think the thing with Ori is that they advertise it for so long and there's such a ramp up to it. But the thing with Ori was they did the same with the first one, and almost immediately after they finally released the game, I think we got a year break and then we got a new Ori ad that was ramping up for another 4 or 5 year saga. So it feels like for like the last 10 years, all we've been listening to is like Ori and the Blind Forest ads, and you're like, I'm sure this has been out for long. They blend together.
It took me a while to realise that they were 2 games.
Exactly.
I just thought it was the same. I'm like, I've already played Ori. What are you talking about? No, it's the second one. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's happened to me a few times where I see something like that and I'm naming it the Lucas effect from here on in.
So
if it happens to any of you guys listening or you guys, that's what it's called from here on. If you tell me, hey, I just had the Lucas effect today, I'll be like, yes, it happens, dude. And if not, probably I'm just crazy. I don't know.
Hashtag it. Just like Spaceys.
That's right.
You've been hashtagged. It's legit now. You've hashtagged it. It's done.
That's right. Give him the blue tick.
Mate, Sony's out of E3 again.
Yeah, so Sony have come out and gone, we're not playing again. We're not interested. So after I've got a little bit of an excerpt here that I got from some website that I probably should have wrote down what it was to credit them, but I'll just pretend it's mine. I'll get your opinions on it after I read that. But for the second consecutive year, Sony won't be attending the biggest event in video games. Can we still call it the biggest event in video games? A Sony Interactive Entertainment representative told GameIndustry.biz that Sony will instead attend hundreds of consumer events across the globe to deliver PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 information. We have great respect for the ESA as an organization, but we do not feel that the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we have focused on this year, the Sony representative said. And what I say, what a load of cock.
I'm with you.
I think it's that's the biggest cop out in the world. That's
I mean, it's E3 2020. It's gonna be huge. It'll be the first one of the new decade. Like, they're not gonna bring all the bells and whistles. It's not like it's not going to have the scope and the size that would benefit them.
It's the first one of the new decade. It's the last one of this generation, so it's the first one where you can actually really go full on with your next generation gear. You've got companies that are working on stuff for the next generation that are now going to be, left in limbo, or, hey, Xbox, come over, let's go.
Yeah, look, it's childish. I think it's, sort of likened to holding a birthday party and kicking people out because they're having more fun than the birthday person, like it's stupid. It's stupid. It is one of the biggest events of the year that gamers we hang out for, and when it gets close to E3 time, we're like, yes, this is great, and it's a missing piece. As much as Sony are being fuckwits right now, it's a shame they're not going to be there, because seriously, they have fantastic things, and we want them to show. We want them to give us a good show, like what it was before they started doing this weird thing of not going. The E3 is the gamers. The what? Sorry,
like the God of War reveal.
Oh yeah,
a couple of years back. Just was that? That's the sort of show that we want to see. Like they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we've got something to show you, and orchestra starts playing and Kratos steps out, or they say, yep, that's all from us. By the way, we've got one more thing to show. Walk off stage and Ellie starts singing. Like these are the sorts of things, and these are the sorts of IP that create such a stir within the industry. It really is a shame that they're not going to be there, and I don't understand. I think they've kind of got a bit too full of themselves.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of it that smacks of, well, it's not all about me, so we don't want to be a part of it. Like, we can't be the center focus, so we're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Are they just not wanting to compete straight out with the people that are going to be there? Like, I don't know. It's a weird mentality to have.
It's not about competing as much as there is a competitive section to it, but for them to be like, this can't be a good marketing strategy. Listen to the way we're talking about it. Like, Snoogs, you're a bloody Sony fanboy. I reckon you'd probably, kiss their asses if they farted still, but you're on the same page, right? You think they should be doing E3?
100%, mate.
Yeah. 100%. See, I mean, this can't be doing them any good.
And the fact that they are stringing along the release and the information for the PS5, like, what are they building up to? What are they trying to do? You jump online at any stage whatsoever, and there is nothing but clickbait after clickbait after clickbait. And some of these things are actually starting to get to legitimate news sites now that, leaked information for the PS5. All this sort of stuff is hurting their brand. It's not stuff like Xbox has come out and shown what the Series X is going to look like. And since then, I've only seen one release where it was someone that said they had an early build of it, and they took photos of the ports on the back. That's the only thing I've seen about it. But the amount of shit that people are making up about the PS5, because there's no information and because there's no clear when we're going to get information, it's hurting the brand, and it's causing damage to them.
And eventually what's going to happen is we're going to start hearing things about a release date for PS5, and we're going to go, wow, I'm feeling the Lucas effect right now. Hasn't the PS5 been out for like 6 months? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw that on, gamerhotspot.com or whatever, you know.
Tech Radar said that the PS5 is going to run at 120 frames at 8K. Why is it not doing that? Like, it baffles me. And like you said, mate, I am a bit of a fanboy with it, and I do not understand the marketing strategy behind it.
See, look, in the chat, the Wraith has said Sony is smart because everyone's talking about it and they don't need to show anything. Yes, but we're talking about it in a negative light. I don't.
Yeah, look, I know that the adage of there's no such thing as bad publicity, but
there is on social media.
There is on social media. That's an expression that existed in paper media.
Yeah.
I don't think that doesn't count anymore.
Social media has too much is influenced too much by emotion.
Yes,
and because that emotion is negative, then that's what's being passed on.
I think the idea is there's no such thing as bad publicity. Is if nobody knows your name and you get bad publicity, everybody knows your name. But we already know who Sony is, so we don't need to. They don't need their name to go viral for people to know who they are. Yep. So all we're going to be doing is learning negative things about them. So it's. I don't know. Look, I think their silence is harming them now because it's getting too close. Like, we're in February. This thing's supposed to be coming out holiday this year, which is what, November to January? Yeah, I don't know.
I was expecting November release. November.
It'll be a November.
December,
November, December release, and the time's ticking. We're already in the second month, so I think they might want to start revealing some things and getting people excited because I think Microsoft are doing a better job than that.
100%. Speaking of Microsoft, Xbox bounty rewards.
Yeah.
I like these.
Yeah. So I only just found out about these. Xbox has put out to all those would-be hackers and whatnot and said, if you can find a problem with our Xbox Live service, we'll pay you to tell us what it is, essentially. Literally goading them into trying to break it and then giving them an incentive for a reward for doing it. So you can be paid anywhere from as little as $500 US to up to $20,000 US, depending on what the vulnerability is that you find. So that's essentially it. There's a few criteria it has to meet. So it has to be an original fault, so something that they haven't already found before. It has to be reproducible on the current version of Xbox Live. And you also have to be able to give them a clear guide on how to replicate it so that they can then go about fixing or
all right, let's get hacking, boys.
So, yeah, there was also said that the quality of your report will also influence how much money you get for it. So if you sort of put in this, if you write it in crayon and fax it in, you probably only get, the minimum amount. Whereas if you do it professionally, they'll pay you as a professional.
Yeah, and so, I'm guessing there's going to be on the invoice. There's going to be a section that says "Hush money, don't tell anybody about what you found," because we had a big vulnerability out there that we don't want anyone to know about.
Yeah, look, I'm sure there's an NDA that comes with the check. So.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of other little caveats and whatnot, fine print. But look, if that's what you're into, by all means, start digging. There's plenty of other people that do the same thing. I know there's game developers that do this for their games. Like if you can find ways of breaking their game, they'll pay you for the information.
You have to pay Bethesda to buy the game, and then you can report the hacks.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Bethesda would go broke if they did that.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think the thing is that it has to be original, and pretty much everything that's in their games currently is also in Skyrim, and they already know about those. So it's just that they refuse to do anything about them. That's the difference. For reference sake, if you do this with Sony, Sony have a reward system as well. So if you find the vulnerability in their system and send it to them, what they will give you is a T-shirt that has security at Sony Finder written on it. So I think you guys really should get on top of that as well. That's definitely worth your time.
Only in a size small.
I'm not smart enough for any of that.
So yeah,
there's some bloke walking around with that T-shirt, but it's only a boob tube.
Yeah, look, yeah. Yeah, I think that statement says it all. It probably goes a long way to explaining why PSN's probably been hacked more times than the Xbox one, due to the reward system. But look, it's worthwhile if that's what you're into. Definitely have a look.
Sweet. Well, Sony Gaming for Life 2020 has kicked off for this month. So they are doing a bushfire appeal.
Cool.
So we seem to be flipping, quite a lot between Sony doing good things and they're doing bad things. So
they have a duality like everyone else.
Yeah. So they're doing a bushfire appeal for their 2020 Gaming for Life, like I said, and a bit of a breakdown for it on the 15th of February from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Media Molecule will be showing off Dreams again. So Dreams is now in a like an alpha.
That game's not out yet.
That's a Lucas Effect one for sure.
That is 100% a Lucas Effect one. So they'll be going and showing that off, and different people from the Dreams community will be playing throughout the day.
Are they trying to make money? Or yeah, sure.
Moving on.
Yeah,
20th of February, you're going to have Naughty Dog. We'll be jumping in from 5:30 to 7:30. These are AM times, and then from there, people within the community will be playing certain games for those days and around that. The 21st of Feb, you get Insomniac, which will be actually the president and founder, Ted Price. We'll be jumping on from 8 until 9:30 a.m. And from the 22nd of February, you have Sid Schumann and Shuhei Yoshida. They're teaming up for a joint stream.
Is that where they stream while smoking weed?
Well, that could very well be. Do you want to give me a heads up of who they actually are?
Oh, they're like the heads of Sony.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be good. Well, I guess. There you go. So the streaming campaign, it runs through to the 23rd of February. It features gameplay stream sessions with members of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Worldwide Studios, and you can check out the streaming page or the campaign page to get a bit of a breakdown of the new streamers that are jumping in.
Cool.
All right, Lucas, Apex coming to mobile. Everything's coming to mobile. Don't you guys have mobile?
Yes. Yeah, well, that's right. Well, it is actually. It's not slated to come out soon, but it's probably going to be late in the year. But EA have come out and said that they're bringing out a mobile version of it, so like an Android and an iPhone version of it. And I don't know. I wanted your opinions. Like, what are you thinking of these kind of games coming to mobile? Is mobile a viable platform? Do you think it's worthy? Well,
my initial thought was have the gaming community turn to Exhibit to lead the charge on mobile gaming and just gone, so I hear you like games, so I put games on your phone, and then I put games in your games on your phone. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like this is where we're going. It's just everything has to be now on my phone.
Because I think that original stigma of you're not a real gamer if you just play mobile phone games. I think that was like what's that game called? Candy Crush and Angry Birds.
Merge Points.
Yeah, those. I think that's the kind of games where that negative stigma comes from. But I'm happy to say that games like Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Fortnite, and things like that, this is full-fledged gaming. There's no difference between the console versions or the PC versions, other than the obvious downgrades. But this is gaming. That's playing a video game. At its
core, it's the same thing.
That's the same thing. I'm using a controller now, and I play it quite frequently. Even when I'm at home, I will go and play Call of Duty Mobile, even though I've got the equivalent on a console. But
Call of Duty Poo Edition,
yeah. But there's no lag. It runs better on my phone. So I'm all for this. Bring out Apex Legends on mobile phones. I think it's a good idea.
I'm happy for whatever keeps ticking over, so that they can make their money to put more stuff on, or just more stuff. It doesn't really matter what it comes out on. I'll try just about anything.
But yeah, it's getting close that like iPhones and Androids and all that sort of business, they're becoming consoles just like a Switch, if not probably on par with a bloody Switch.
Yeah, well, the new iPhones wouldn't be far off.
So it's impressive.
All right, boys. Well, I think that's everything for the news for tonight.
Yeah.
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 Well, before we wrap it up, is there anything else you just want to have a chat about?
Last words? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, last words.
Okay. Yes, I do have last words, and I just want to tell everyone, if you haven't been told already, and you probably all have, but I'm not like keen as mustard to finish the podcast so I can run off and jump into air conditioning and cool down or have a shower, because I'm in air conditioning right now and I'm freezing. I had eggs.
Fuck you to everyone for the start of the year.
Yeah. So I took the plunge, got a split system installed in my office where I record the podcast because it's ridiculously too hot.
There's not one. No.
And I am.
Ceiling fan.
Yeah. No,
Wraith has just asked if I want a blanket. It's pretty damn close to needing a blanket. I should have worn a hoodie because it's pretty cold. It's set to 20 degrees and I've got it on the silent mode, so it's not audible.
What is it like to have money for electricity in this country? Just ask.
You know what?
For a friend.
The final decision it was to actually go with it is I was talking to a bunch of guys at work about our electricity bills. And my electricity bill, considering my computer never gets turned off, I've got a monitor on 24/7 that shows up my security cameras. I've got a split system in the lounge room. That's like an 8 kilowatt. I've got a 2.5 kilowatt in my daughter's room and a 1 kilowatt in my room. And in summer, they're basically on 24/7. And my electricity bill was the cheapest out of all the people that I compared with. Not to mention these 3D printers, they're not running on coal. They're chugging along almost 24/7 as well.
Technically, I think if you look back at the cycle, yes, they're running on coal.
Okay, there's a technicality there. I really didn't even think about that comment, but yeah, you're right. They are, but they're not. It's not a steam engine. I'll give you that anyway. They're sucking electricity, and it's the cheapest. So I thought, you know what, these things mustn't be, because the air conditioning that we have in our house, they're all fairly new, like within the last few years. So they're all really efficient. So it's not really that bad, and I'm so comfortable. Oh, and that's why I've been doing more live streaming, because it's not usually something I do in summer because it's too damn hot.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing many. There's only so many times you can sit in a room and actually taste your genitalia.
That's no longer an issue. But the picture in the Discord channel, that's me right now. I've actually been sitting here with my arms crossed because I'm cold. But I don't want to turn it off.
The windows are closed. Everything's.
I don't want to turn it off because I just love it. I'm just like, so cold.
Enjoy it. That's the way.
It's great.
I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be sitting here in tracksuit, in a full tracksuit, just with it blasting on me.
I wouldn't like to be the person that walks in this room right now. I mean, we've acclimatized to whatever's going on in here. But if someone from the outside just walked in for fresh air into here, they'd be just like,
oh, this smells like bloke.
Yeah, just smells like man.
Yeah, two men. There's a bait going on in here.
Yes. Anything else, Luke?
Nah, that's all I got, man.
I'm actually debating whether I should show off one of your 3D prints.
I was playing with this before.
Which one is it?
The one you did in silk.
Yeah. So.
Right. Yep.
So there was this time when I was having one of these, deep dives through YouTube and all this weird shit that you find, and I found this Incan death whistle.
Mayan.
Mayan. Well, Mayan, Incan, similar.
No, Incans. I've researched it also, and it's a different design.
Different design, is it?
Yep.
All right, beautiful. This is the Mayan death whistle. So having this chasing after you in the woods would be quite frightening. So if I wake my kids up, I'm sorry. Oh, no, it's funny.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, wow, that's unpleasant.
Sorry for everyone wearing headphones.
Yep, they're all pumping up right now.
Oh, dear. No, I'm going to say that sounds worse in person.
No.
It sounds even worse when you do it in the car. Not thinking about
Kaz
it.
wants it again. So
Everybody wants one. I've already done 2 of them for Azrael as well.
Wow.
There's such a cool
actually,
thing, and it's a bit creepy, which is good fun.
it is. Just a quick going up the chat there. Spacey said Zurich Space mentioned me in his video to thank for the 3D Sonic because just a quick little story. I 3D printed a Sonic the Hedgehog statue, which I gave to Spacey's, which he then used as a trophy for the Sonic the Hedgehog speedrun competition that he ran. And yes, Sorix has mentioned me in one of his videos thanking me. But what he also did is he actually direct messaged me and thanked me as well. He seems like a real stand-up bloke, this Sorix Space. And if you guys don't know about him, he's got a YouTube channel and he does video game videos, and he's got a real I think he's what is he, English? Is he from England or somewhere in that area? And he's got that sense of humor to his videos though. He's quite funny. I would recommend checking out Sorak Space. I'll put a link in the description for you to go and check out his YouTube channel. Totally worth it.
Awesome. Any other last words, Greg?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep, it's been fun.
All
Good
right.
break.
Well, we've got Spaceys, A10, Azrael, Kaz, Radicus, Skrill, and the Wraith. Did we miss anyone else? Anyone else drop out? I don't know. Don't think so. Thank you very much for joining us for the first show of 2020. While everyone's at it, if you're listening along at home, don't forget to hit us up on Twitter, AussieGamers12. You can find Lucas. You can find me at Snoogervision. And you can find Grejio at GrejioXBL. And I've got to stop tapping things. Sorry, Luke.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Sorry.
You can't see it, but every time he does it, I point at him and just go,
Yeah, I feel like I'm punched.
Stop it.
And don't forget Larry, of course.
Yep.
That's a penis.
You better believe that's penis.
Yes. Well, thank you very much to everyone that's listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A super special thanks again to all of our live listeners. Once again, the lunacy has been brought, and that's just what you're there for. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Mm-hmm. Greg, Luke, hope you have had fun. Welcome back to 2020.
Yeah. No,
As
thank you,
always.
Good stuff, guys. To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics we have discussed on this show over in our Discord channel, or, you can always jump on our Facebook page. We're starting to read that back up. It's still there. If you want to have more interaction on there, we need interaction back.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll post some stuff up. Let us know what you think.
We'll clear the cobwebs out, but you guys have got to come visit.
To get in touch with us directly, you can shoot an email at info@theagexp.com. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That is all from me. I have been Snoogs.
I've been Lucas.
And I have been Grejio.
See yas.
Bye-bye, dude.
Well, that's the end of another show, and if you're still listening to this part of the show, then know this: we love you. Come and join our exclusive Agents of Age group on Discord using the link in the description. Just join the server and say hi, quoting, "May the age be with you," and you will be added as an Agent of Age. Subscribe to this podcast using the links that are in the description for your convenience. Thanks again, we love you lots. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.
Willies are making me sweaty.
Funny hell.
You forgot to thank Craig.
Yeah.
Oh.
That half a dozen people like, Craig, don't forget Craig. You still fucking
I
Craig.
didn't want to say anything about Craig because knowing my luck, he'd shut off then.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd get like stage fright or something.
You get a
Well,
big
he managed
I'm too good for this.
this
I'm out.
week. Oh, you guys forgot to remind me to mention about my bloody keyboard. I just realised.
What's the keyboard?
All
It
right,
can
I'll
be in the
quickly tell you
special.
now.
It can be in the special bit at the end.
All right, well, I haven't stopped recording yet because I just realised because I pressed Control V to paste the Craig leave command. And every time I press Control V, all I get is a V.
Why?
Because my keyboard doesn't work. The Control key works perfectly. The V key works perfectly. Control V,
together.
they don't work together. Oh my God, the carrots! I just saw it.
Yeah, she loves it.
So yeah, for some reason, because I've done a test, and as I said, individually they work, but when their powers are combined, they are fucked. So I've gone all out and bought myself a new keyboard. And Kazakai was blown away when I told him what keyboard that I was actually getting, and it was a $15 Microsoft one. So you will no longer, after Wednesday, apparently it's coming, hear this.
Oh, it's going to be quiet. The wife will
Because
be
it's like a membrane keyboard. It's
Yeah.
not a mechanical one because I don't game on my computer, so I don't need a gaming keyboard. As much as I'd like a new gaming keyboard, I'm not going to spend $150 for something I just use to type and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So I've this stupid keyboard. How does it not work when those two keys are combined?
They're not
It's
talking
so-
to each other.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Control has an AVO out on the V. can't be pressed within 5 seconds.
The V has gotten me into trouble a few times in my life as well.
Yeah, see? Yeah, that's right. It's us all into trouble.
Oh dear. The Control D works fine though.
Yeah.
Love a good bookmark. All right. I'm gonna tell Craig to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my mouse because Control V doesn't fucking work.